So, somehow here we are at 50,000 subscribers. I forgot to make a video for 20,000, I was ill when I hit 25,000, 30,000 came around unexpectedly quickly, and before I knew it, I was at 50,000. In fact, I think I'm at 51,000 now, so I'd probably better get a move on, hadn't I? I thought I'd give you a little making of to give you some idea of what goes into a typical Jago Hazzard video. I'm going to illustrate it with some footage I've got of upcoming videos, some outtakes and that kind of thing as a little sneak behind the curtain, as it were. And that's not just because I really didn't plan this very much. So first up I choose the subject. Now that might come from anywhere. Maybe a viewer suggests it, maybe I read about something interesting, maybe I spot something while I'm out and look into it. Then I start reading up on the subject. I've got a pretty decent library these days. I am very fond of second-hand bookshops. I'll decide how to approach the subject. I try to make my videos fairly accessible to a wider audience, so you don't need to be, for instance, really into trains to enjoy a video that I make about trains. I tend to avoid subjects that are too technical or esoteric unless I can find a way to make them interesting to people who aren't me, or at least that's the aim. Then comes the script. I tend to have a rough mental outline. As I'm writing, I'll generally have a few books next to me so I can flesh things out, research as I go. And at this point, sometimes the whole shape of the episode will change from what I expected because I read something that takes me in a different direction, or maybe the original idea just doesn't have enough to it to sustain a full video. Once I have a first draft of the script, then comes the filming, where I'll go out and get the footage I need. I try to be as efficient as possible, so I know, for instance, if I've got 3 videos planned set in approximately the same place, for instance, let's say I have a video about Euston, a video about King's Cross, and a video about Camden, then I'll do all 3 in a single trip and get the footage in one go. Because I'm pretty hopeless with technology, I do all my filming on an iPhone 7S, which I find pretty easy to use. It also means the setup is minimal. I can just get the phone out and take the footage I need. If I see something unexpected and interesting, I can be ready to film it in a couple of seconds. That's not to say that filming only takes a couple of seconds. I sometimes get people ask if they can accompany me while filming. And I generally recommend that they don't because, frankly, it's very boring. A lot of it consists of walking around, stopping, taking shots of the same thing from multiple distances and angles, getting way more footage than I can actually hope to use because you never know how the final product's going to turn out, how much footage you'll actually need. I may also have to travel quite a long way to get particular shots. If I need a shot in one place that only takes a few seconds, I still might need to travel an hour to get it. Which, I would imagine, is pretty frustrating for anyone accompanying me. I'll generally do the voiceover later, at home. There are several reasons why I don't present videos on camera, aside from the trauma that seeing my face would surely induce in viewers. It means I don't need to memorise a script, I don't need to worry about background noise, I don't need to worry about somebody having a radio on in the background and YouTube doing a copyright strike. I can edit my narration without breaking up the flow of the scene. But also, if I'm just recording without saying anything, it makes it that much easier to film discreetly. It's not immediately obvious what I'm doing. I can just get the shot and be done. At the voiceover stage, I don't necessarily stick too closely to the script. I'll often improvise, throw in the odd joke, or whatever. Then comes the edit, the longest and most boring bit. Well, actually, the filming is the longest bit, but the editing feels longest. I edit in iMovie purely because, again, that's what I'm familiar with. I find it reasonably easy to use. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm used to it now. Once it's edited, I'll check it over, make any adjustments I need to make, and upload. It's kind of hard to say how long the whole thing takes from start to finish. I'm usually working on several videos at a time, and I might be thinking about a video for a while before I actually start filming. Also, it kind of depends what you consider to be making the video. Does travel time count as part of it? If I film while I'm doing something else completely unrelated to making a video, do I count that? It's very hard to say. I aim to get 4 or 5 videos completed per week. As you probably know, I publish 3 times a week, but I like to have a few ready in the queue just in case. So, that's how the magic happens. I'd like to thank all of you. It's amazing that I'm at 50,000. It's amazing to me that I'm even over 1,000. It's really not that long since I thought I was pretty hot stuff for having 200 subscribers. But I am very glad that you're here, that you watch my videos, that you listen to my rambling on. I have plenty more videos in the works for you, which is one of the reasons why this one is so thrown together. At the time of making this, it's just been announced that London is to be put into Tier 2 lockdown, which I'm hoping won't affect things too badly. But I am frantically making as many videos as possible just in case it does. The basic aim is to do the windmill theatre thing, to be able to say we never closed, but with less nudity, probably. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the stuff I've got coming up, and thank you once again. I'll see you again very soon. Cheerio.